Hello there.
Hello, hello.
My name is Crystal,
Oh, and I'm Hasim.
and together we are
Black
Black
Love.
Love. We are here with our second vlog of our journey. Today is a special day, hence the wine. Today we have officially made it 6 months as nomads, traveling through East Africa, but doing a lot more than just traveling and exploring.
Cheers to that, my love. Cheers to that. Yeah. I would definitely say that we have been doing more than just traveling.
Yes. Cheers to that. Drink to
Drink to
that.
that. Cheers to that. Last time we made a vlog, we were in Diani Beach. We were only 2 weeks into our travels.
That was the first stop. That was just the first stop.
Yeah.
And it was already pretty epic, but we had no idea what was to come. So we're going to get into a little recap about the past 6 months
Mm.
of our journey as digital nomads, Afro nomads,
Yeah.
but traveling through East Africa. We've traveled through 3 different countries so far, and we've done work in every single country. Cheers to
Cheers to
that.
that.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get into
Now
it.
let's get right into it. From Diani Beach, we took the train to Nairobi.
Fire.
Crazy.
Very comfortable ride.
Yeah, yeah.
However, we wanted to get the daytime train and we got the night train.
That's the only thing for like a pro tip. If you're traveling that train, you might want to book that day because
Yeah.
it travels right through the safari.
Yeah, it goes right through Nairobi's National Park and you get to see animals as you're going along. However, we got our tickets kind of late, so they sold out.
Yeah. Yeah. With that being said, we stayed a month in Nairobi, and it was probably one of the busiest months we spent.
Crazy. Nairobi was nuts, yo.
Yeah.
Like on a different level. We had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
But just going there with the intention that we wanted to be connected with the community, that we wanted to make an impact on every community that we touched, all of that just started flowing towards us in Nairobi. Like it felt easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost too easy, I would say.
Mhm.
It just felt like there was always something going on. There was always a vibe to catch, or people wanting to work,
Yes.
or just something going on in Nairobi. Man, Nairobi was a different animal, I would say, and it was our first time ever being in Nairobi. We had been to Tanzania and Zanzibar before, but first time in Nairobi. And I would say, I'm not the most traveled person, I haven't been all over the world, but it is the closest thing I've ever felt to New York, being outside of the states.
1,000%. Nairobi is definitely the New York City of East Africa, although we haven't been through the entire continent yet. So we'll determine that later. But at least in East Africa, the closest thing we've seen to New York City by way of like the population, like it's a very populated city. So I feel like that gives room for like there's also a lot of creativity in the city.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of people on their hustle, on their grind.
Mhm.
Yeah. What else would you say?
Yeah, I would say the traffic.
Traffic.
The traffic reminds me of New York, being a New Yorker, and it just felt kind of just, and also CBD on Sundays. I think we're outside the bugs.
It was a fly.
Trying to get our wine. No, CBD on Sundays felt like Times Square. Where people are recording their content, they're dancing in the streets, doing choreographed dances, photo shoots going on. Like, it was nuts. We had got out of the Uber going to CBD on Sundays and literally got interviewed by like 5 people. No exaggeration.
Truly.
Yeah.
So not only did we make connections before going to Nairobi through folks that beautiful folks that we have met in Las Vegas through the African diaspora community. Shout out to them because they really hooked us up. Like
Yeah.
they put us on game with like everybody that they knew that were doing things that were aligned with what we did. Things
Yeah.
things like the arts and performance and dance. We really wanted to be around that energy, and it came full circle. So we made connections before, but also some connections were even made there by just like being outside, putting ourselves out there.
Yeah.
So I think the next shout out would be for Soul Veg.
Oh man, are you
Yes.
kidding me? We
Yes.
love Soul Veg. Shout out to Ami. Oh man, shout out to the
Yes.
whole Soul Veg team.
So Soul Veg is the only fully vegan restaurant in Nairobi, and
Mm-hmm.
it is a Black-owned restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Black Caribbeans and Black Americans,
I
I
think so.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Together they have this restaurant, and the food top tier,
Absolutely.
top tier.
Absolutely. And the vibes, man. It's just we met Ami. Ami is one of the owners. He's also an
Hey,
artist.
shout out to Ami.
Ami the Veggie Man. If you haven't heard of him before, he's dope musically and creatively. They also own a farm
Yes, and a school.
and a school.
Yes.
So they're always looking to give back into the community in different ways. And it was a blessing to have met him, and we actually ended up shooting a music video. One of his really dope songs about basically taking pride in being African, which really resonated with us. We met him at Soul Veg. The vibes were flowing, and now he's family.
Yeah, it just felt
Yeah.
cosmic.
Yeah,
It really just
it's a
felt
good word.
cosmic. Like it just like something brought us together. We were supposed to meet him on that journey. He also connected us with some other dancers in Nairobi that we were able to, that we were able to connect and do some other things with in Nairobi, which was really, really nice.
Yep.
He took us on the safari through the national park. So
Yep.
I think a big part of this journey is like the good, genuine people that we've met along the way, and people that have helped us not just feel more comfortable in that space, but also helped us advance in a way that
Absolutely.
we have been manifesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Each person we've really spent time with and connected with has felt like they were purposefully placed in our life. And you feel it when you're moving throughout these countries and you might not know who's in the next country, but then you get there and it starts to feel like home.
Yeah.
Or you get a wave of just, I can't really even explain it. It's one of those things you have to just get out and feel.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't take those leaps and we didn't meet those people at those times, we wouldn't have had those experiences. So it's almost hard to put into words, which is, I think, why it took us so long to vlog a second time.
We've been busy, yo. We have been busy, booked, and blessed.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Yeah,
We have been
man.
busy. So one of the first things we did when we got to Nairobi was not only meet our wonderful tutor and her family, we got to visit her in Kiambu, which is a county right outside of Nairobi, and in her village, and we had a beautiful welcome dinner and got to meet like her whole community and whole family. We got to dance with the kids, like we danced the night away.
It was great.
It was great. We got to take a walking tour, through her village, but it just felt like that was a really special moment for us.
Yeah.
And then we also attended this dance battle called Slum Dance Africa. Why don't you tell them a little bit about the battle?
I went mod. I was we like Crystal had mentioned before that we were getting connected with some dope people through the diaspora that were in Nairobi.
Yes.
So Salaam, shout out to Salaam, is one of the amazing people we had met in Nairobi.
Who's actually from your town?
Who's actually from Westchester? Shout out to Westchester. And he lived in Greenberg specifically, so definitely shout out to Salaam. He showed us nothing but love. He was throwing a dance battle for the community because he teaches capoeira at in Kibera, which is if you Google it, probably the largest slum in Africa. So he's doing this philanthropic work, and he's throwing this dance battle. We heard about it, and I'm like, you know what? If there's sign up space, I'm gonna go ahead and get involved in this. I haven't battled in years. I've been professionally dancing since I stopped battling. But it felt like I'm in Africa. I always was thinking about like if I was ever to battle again,
let's go.
I would do it in Africa. So it was a 2-day event, and it was dope, man. Did the prelims, and I made a good impression, and they wanted me back for the second day, and it was really cool. I think Mishu, one of my homeboys from Kibera, shout out to Cheza Dance. He won the whole competition. I made it to the top 4. And I was like the oldest guy. It was really for the youth. We had some dope teens that were battling and showing some love. Dope crew battles.
Dope crews, yeah.
Man, like it really got intense there, man. There's a whole beautiful dance community in Nairobi that we were blessed to see and be a part of, street dance at that. No, because it just, you have to,
No, that's real. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I just have to second that he did kill it. Like, and I'm not being biased. Like the energy, like the screams that were coming from the space that we were in, Sirikasi Dome, shout out to y'all too, was insane. Like you would thought that they all knew him, you know? And it was interesting because at first, when he first started dancing, they were like, all right, like, who is this guy? Like, who is he? But then by like, you know, every time he danced more and more, like the crowd just got louder and louder and louder. And that was amazing. I also got pulled on stage to dance during that whole battle event. I did not battle, by the way. I'm not a dance battler, but it was my first time performing since having my spinal surgery last April. So, oof.
Yep. Major shout out
Yeah,
to
so
you for that.
That was special for me too. Yeah, just to get back out there, kind of, you know, shake the rust off. And from there, we haven't stopped dancing.
No, man. I mean, from that, that snowballed into us then teaching in Kibera at Inuka. And then we went to the KICC building.
Yes,
which is like one of the highest points in Nairobi, danced on top of there. We just kept pushing, kept moving. We even performed at our tutor Anne's other job that she has as a facilitator for
rehab and wellness center.
Yes, she facilitates at a rehab and wellness center. So we performed there. So it was just everything, you know, just kept flowing and moving and grooving. Shout out to Junior and his crew, which are dope dance hall dancers that we happened to meet through AMI. Yeah, man, it just felt like felt very easy in Nairobi to get involved and to enjoy the different but similar vibes that we found in Africa.
For sure. Yeah. And I would say outside of the dancing, because we did a lot of dancing, a lot of dancing. Outside of the dancing, it was nice to be around the city, you know, like seeing the different views. There's beautiful rooftop bars and lounges. So if that's your thing, like there's that for you in Nairobi. If you're into, like, if you're a foodie, you can, like, Nairobi is a great place for you. They have so many different types of foods, fine dining experiences to like street vendor experiences that are like top tier. So like great food in Nairobi. But also like we got to do, I don't know, like we just like normal things. Like we went bowling in Nairobi and we went roller skating in Nairobi and we went to the national park. I think we mentioned that. We went on a safari, got to see beautiful animals and surrounded in nature. But we held snakes. We went to the National Museum and we held 3 snakes and a huge tortoise. We still have to share those things.
Yeah. We have a lot to share because it's like in the past 6 months, like it literally has been 6 months since we last vlogged, and we have so much to share with you guys. Nairobi just felt like so much happened in that 1 month. Like so much happened in that 1 month. By the time we made it to Dar, which was our next location, we took the next like maybe 2 weeks to just do nothing.
We were tired.
Oh man.
We were tired. I would say at least a week, because I feel like by week 2, our friends from Vegas had showed up. And I went to the most glamorous wedding I've ever been to in my life. Like everybody, and I'm not exaggerating. Like people are gonna think I'm exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Like people really look so fancy. If you've ever watched the show Young
Rich and African, I think.
Rich and African, or Young Famous and African. Young Famous and African.
Yeah.
Like they were on that level. Like everybody looked like they were dressed to the nines. Like we felt underdressed. But it was an amazing experience to do that. But yeah, once our friends came, that kept us busy a little bit as well.
Yeah, because the wedding was, I think, the first thing that we had done in Dar after we took our week to chill.
Yep.
After the wedding, I would say the next thing was seeing the boxing match.
Oh, that was cool.
The boxing match.
Yeah.
Which was wild. I'm a big fight fan, MMA and boxing. And yeah, it was really cool to see our first live combat sporting event
cool. On Boxing Day.
That was wild.
Boxing Day, that was so cool.
Yeah.
We saw a couple knockouts.
Oh yeah,
we got to see women fighters and men fighters.
Yep.
Yeah, No, that was that like the energy, especially for the Tanzanian fighters. Like they went so hard for their people, but we loved it.
Yeah, it was really dope.
Yep.
Yeah, once in a lifetime experience. I would say
Mhm.
if you're out the country and you're a big fight fan, you got to go support the local fighters, you know. And I would say after that was the boat
The
day.
boat day where we got to be with our friends again.
Oh
They
man.
had went to Arusha and then came back, and then we got to hang out with them again. They planned this, and I know this was NZ. I'm like, they planned this whole like island hopping yacht day
Yo.
for us. Well, that we were, it wasn't for us, but we were invited to it, thankfully.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. Like I have never been island hopping
Mm-mm.
besides like I guess on a cruise ship,
Yeah.
but that's not the same. But like on a yacht, it's like just our crew, maybe like 10 of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was a chef on the yacht who made lunch for us, but he took us to the first island. We got to swim in the ocean, and then lunch was ready, so we went back to the yacht to eat lunch. Then went to the next island, which was like private. It was like just us there.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so pretty. We took
Yeah.
like some gorgeous sunset pictures, and then we went back on the boat and we danced the night away.
Up until sunset. It
Yeah.
was wild. I had never had an experience like that before in my life. I didn't know that's how East Africa got down.
Yeah,
I did not know.
literally like the most gorgeous beaches I've been to in my life have been in Tanzania. No offense to Kenya.
Yeah.
Diani Beach was beautiful too,
Yeah.
but not Mbuju, I think.
Nungwi.
Yeah,
We didn't get to
Nungwi.
Zanzibar yet. That's
Oh
just
yeah.
that's just right off the
But
mainland.
Mbuju, and I
Yeah.
forget what the other one is called. But
Yeah.
we'll share information about
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, that was epic. And then we hop on a flight to Zanzibar.
For New Year's and to celebrate our anniversary. Hop on a flight to Zanzibar, which is just 20 minutes from Dar, which is the coolest plane
3
ride I've ever
years.
taken. Yeah, three. Let me not
And the ring.
skim over that. 3 years married. Shout out to us.
3 years.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
There's nothing
I know.
in my glass.
I know. We gotta go get more wine. We're gonna get more wine. We'll be right back.
Yeah.